Wealth can feel like security. Success can feel like proof of your worth. And abundance can quietly convince you that you are self-made, that you're untouchable, that your blessings are permanent. The Quran tells us the story of a man who fell into this very illusion, a man blessed with immense wealth, yet completely blinded by it. Allah presents this story not just as ancient history, but as a mirror held up for every single generation to look into. The story begins and present to them an example of two men. One of these men was given two magnificent gardens. Imagine them. Lush vineyards bursting with grapes, surrounded by a protective wall of date palms. Between the vineyards, fertile fields produced crops, and beneath it all, rivers flowed, nourishing the land. Everything was perfect. The gardens produced generously, year after year, without a single failure. This man had everything our world values: wealth, stability, status, and influence. But his greatest blessing soon became his greatest test. Instead of filling his heart with gratitude, his wealth filled it with pride. Instead of humility, he began to measure his own worth by what he owned. One day, he walked into his garden, looked around at his perfect creation, and spoke words that revealed the sickness growing deep inside him. He said to his companion, "I do not think that this will ever perish." His wealth had deceived him into believing it was eternal. And then he went even further, casting doubt on the hereafter itself. He said, "And I do not think the hour will occur, and even if I am brought back to my Lord, I will surely find better than this as a return." This wasn't just simple arrogance. It was a profound spiritual blindness. He truly believed that his worldly success was proof of God's favor, that having wealth in this life guaranteed him an even greater reward in the next. He saw his prosperity not as a test from Allah, but as a stamp of approval. Beside him stood his companion, a man with far less wealth, but with far greater insight. This companion gently reminded him of the truths that wealth so often makes people forget. He looked at his arrogant friend and asked, "Do you disbelieve in the one who created you from dust?" Then he affirmed his own belief, saying, "But as for me, He is Allah my Lord, and I do not associate with my Lord anyone." He was drawing a clear line between faith and disbelief. The faithful companion offered him beautiful advice. He told him that when he entered his garden, he should have said, "Masa all," which means, "This is as Allah has willed." He urged him to recognize that all power and all blessings come from Allah alone. He warned him that arrogance invites loss, and that gratitude is what protects our blessings. He tried to pull his friend back from the edge of spiritual ruin. But pride rarely listens. The wealthy man likely dismissed the advice. In his mind, these gardens were his own achievement, his proof of greatness, his shield against any uncertainty. He felt secure in what he had built with his own two hands. Then, without any warning, Allah reminded him of the ultimate truth. The Quran describes it with a chilling finality, and his fruits were encompassed by ruin. The magnificent gardens were utterly destroyed. The flowing rivers vanished. The land that once produced so much life now lay barren and desolate. In a single, shocking moment, everything he had trusted, everything he had built his identity upon, was gone. The man stood among the ruins of his former paradise, twisting his hands in regret. All he could say was, "Oh, I wish I had not associated with my Lord anyone." But regret after the loss cannot undo the pride that came before it. His regret was too little, too late. The damage was done. His faithful companion stood firm, not with a sense of "I told you so," but with a clear understanding of reality. He reminded him and all of us of a truth that no amount of wealth can ever change. There the authority is completely for Allah. The truth. Ultimately, all power, all dominion, all authority belongs to God alone. This story isn't really about gardens. It's about illusion. Wealth itself is not condemned in Islam. In fact, it can be a tool for immense good. What is condemned is forgetting Allah because of it. The man's downfall was not his riches, but his belief that those riches made him independent of his creator. So, what are the lessons for us living in our modern world? First, wealth is a test, not a guarantee of favor. Blessings increase our responsibility, not our superiority over others. When Allah gives you more, He expects more from you. Second, gratitude protects what pride destroys. Constantly remembering Allah and attributing your success to Him keeps your blessings grounded and keeps your heart humble. Saying, Alhamdulillah is a shield for what you have. Third, the hereafter is the true and final measure of success. Worldly comfort without faith is just temporary relief, a fleeting distraction from our ultimate purpose. True success is what we carry with us into the next life. And fourth, everything we own can disappear in an instant except for what we have given for the sake of Allah. As the Quran says in the same chapter, wealth and children are the adornment of the worldly life, but the enduring good deeds are better in reward with your Lord and better in hope. The charity you give, the kindness you show, the knowledge you share, those are your real, permanent assets. In a world that constantly measures our worth by our possessions, our job titles, and our bank accounts, this story asks us all a very powerful and sobering question. If everything you own disappeared tomorrow, what would remain of you? What would be left of your character, your faith, your connection to God? Because in the end, the only wealth that never perishes, the only treasure that never deceives, is faith. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more reflections.